This is a dangerous job. Absolutely dangerous job. I know there's plenty of other dangerous jobs out there. But if you don't think this is a dangerous job, hang around to it. After these messages from me. Hey, while I sit here at Horny Toad Harley Davidson, let me tell you about this right here. Alright? Because I like y'all. Because you have subscribed to my channel. And because I'm expanding my t-shirt store a little bit, I'm gonna give y'all this. If you go to 9millsonTwoWheels.com right now, pause the video, and order you some t-shirts, I'm gonna give you 10% off on your total order. 10% off on your total order. All you gotta do is go over there to my t-shirt store, and when you check out, put the promo code 9mils in the promo code. The number 9, M-I-L-S, in capital letters, and you will get 10% off your complete order. Just because I like you. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, new shirt up is one you need to wear to all public pools and stuff like that. It's right here. And also, I whoop cancer's ass right here. Maybe you know somebody that's got cancer. Maybe you yourself has survived cancer. Maybe you know somebody that's doing the battle right now or has survived it. You get them a gift. All kind of cancer t-shirts, all kind of t-shirts over there. So go to 9millsonTwoWheels.com, order you some t-shirts and put 9mils in the promo code box and you will get 10% off your order. Limited time. Go check it out. Boom. Don't forget to check out Forgotten Angels, linked in the description. Help them end foster care abuse. For a $25 raffle ticket, you could win a motorcycle. You could be rewarded for helping Forgotten Angels end foster care abuse. Or 5 for 100, you can do that too. Or you can sign up for Harness. Harness is the best way, I think. That's what I do. Harness allows you to set a limit, do a donation, a solid donation, or cash donation or whatever. And it also, what Harness will do is it rounds up the dollar amount that you purchase with your debit card and gives that rounded up amount to Forgotten Angels. It's a click it and forget it kind of thing. You're automatically enrolled in all the giveaways. Definitely check that out in the description. Check out Shade Tree Surgeon and Shay Lacey's channel, also listed in the description. They will have the latest motorcycle to be given away. And that's what you can win your raffle ticket. You can be rewarded with a motorcycle. Who didn't want a free motorcycle, kind of? Or who didn't want a motorcycle for 25 bucks? I wouldn't mind a motorcycle for 25 bucks, that's for sure. You have to go check it out, linked in the description. Check out my Patreon. If for some unknown reason you don't want a t-shirt, you'd just like to help out the channel monthly, that's the way to go. Join my Patreon. I have 3 levels. I have pistol, rifle, and bazooka. For as little as $1 a month, you can help me out with my channels. So, absolutely dangerous. This job is absolutely dangerous. And I'm going to show you here in just a bit a accident that I came up on. And it was not good for the truck driver. And the truck driver is actually a hero, from what I understand, from what I've researched. And I can, like I said, you hear me narrate through this accident that I came up on, because I was on my CB talking with other drivers and giving them the lowdown on the hoedown kind of thing. I will tell you, the truck driver did not make it, but he's an absolute hero for what he did trying to avoid the accident. Like I said, I'm going to narrate through it, and because we make mistakes out here, and I absolutely made a mistake. Actually, a bunch of us made a mistake of following doing the sheep thing. I tell everybody, don't be a sheep. if something happens, gunfire fires out, mass shooting going on, something, don't be like the sheep and go with the rest of them. Go the other way. Get it. Don't follow the herd. And that's what I did. I followed the herd, and you'll see here on there. Like I said, I'm going to narrate it because, like I said, I was also talking on the CB at the time, and you don't want to hear that. But you also hear me say she. It was not a she, it was a he. Had a driver that's going the other direction, said that he thought it was a female because it looked. I seen a picture of the guy. It was a guy. He had long hair though, and so maybe at a glance he might have looked like a female, but it was a he that was driving the SUV, rather than you hear me say she a bunch of times. Because at the time I thought it was a she, and I'm not going to go back and redo that all that crap. So. All right, well, this was on Texas 130, which is a toll road. And we sat in traffic for a while out there on the highway because it completely shut down the southbound side. But what we do is dangerous, I'm telling you. It is absolutely dangerous. Some of you know the situation with me, which I cannot legally talk about. But it is dangerous out here. So here it comes. All right, I'm going to mute the sound because I got the radio playing and I'm talking on the CB, trying to give other drivers behind me an idea of what's going on. But you can't see it with this view right here, but right underneath the overpass to the left just slightly, this is an off-ramp. They're putting everybody off the highway because of the accident. And you can kind of, I'm going to zoom in on it here in just a second. But the driver, from what I understand, was an absolute hero. He tried to swerve to miss the vehicle and went through the barrier up on top of the intersection up there on the overpass and went crashing down onto the highway. And like I said, he didn't make it, but I'll tell you some other things I found out about it here in just a second. But I'm going to narrate through this because, like I said, there's a bunch of noise, CB chatter, radio, all kind of stuff. But there you go. I zoomed in, and you can see right underneath that pillar, that's the pneumatic tanker that is down there on the highway. And I'll zoom in on the other spot here in just a second. I'm also on the CB telling other drivers what's going on and what I think happened. Because as soon as I see the little SUV up here on the highway, I realized the tanker was going east on that road. That'd be from my right to my left. And hit this little SUV that you're about to see. Well, what he did was actually swerve to try to miss the little SUV. He did hit the SUV, but if you see the opening up here to the left of the SUV of the sign, that's where he went through the barrier down onto the highway after hitting the little SUV. Now, I've since found out that the driver of the SUV has been arrested. It was a male. He had 2 kids in his SUV, so it was a good thing the truck driver, because if the truck driver hadn't swerved, none of them might have made it. So that's why he's a hero. The truck driver didn't make it, paid for it with his life, but the driver of the SUV has been arrested and charged with vehicular manslaughter under the influence. I mean, he was on something, or he was intoxicated, or under the influence means lots of things. Now, I'm on this side road they put us on. This is the trip right here. Now, don't never be sheep. I've said it before 100 times. Don't follow people. If there's an active shooter going on, don't go with the crowd. Don't follow the crowd. Run the other way. Come up to this sharp curve, and you'll see it just for a second. If you look right straight ahead of me, everybody's turning to the right on the street. See, right there, you can see a truck going to the right and a car right there. Well, I was paying attention to them. Figure, okay, that's the ramp to get back on. That's the tow 130 right there, or tow 130. And so everybody went that way. So I'm looking at the vehicles coming at me, make sure I got room, make sure they got room to get by and stuff. And just as I start to turn, right here, I realize that sign, that yellow sign right up there says no outlet. I went, uh-oh, what the heck? So I can't see over to this little peak here. I said, well, maybe there's an on-ramp up here by chance. I'll keep going. Now, I'm going to speed it up here. I couldn't tell you how many trucks and cars behind me doing the same thing. Then I realized, yep, it does not get on the highway. So we're kind of screwed here. It just dead ends. Is there enough room to turn around? Yeah, but it's going to take some doing. If you kind of look where the truck is going, this truck, he's the one that originally turned that way. I hate to say it, but he couldn't read English. He couldn't speak it either. I tried to talk to him. But there's a little driveway kind of thing that he's pulling into with a gate. And you couldn't get your trailer around enough to make it through the gate. That's the issue. Because there's enough room going through the gate to get turned around inside there and come back out. But you couldn't get your trailer around enough to get through the gate. He's got a short trailer. He's got like a 27-foot trailer or a 30-foot trailer. I don't know how long that thing is. I have a 53-foot trailer. Same with the driver in front of me. So like I said, this is just something I'll show you what we're going to do. I'm fixing to speed it up here. And it tells you, don't follow everybody. And I did it. So it's going to take him a bit. You got to get your trailer as close as possible to there's a ditch on both sides. And you don't want to drop your trailer off into this sand here, this Texas sand. It's like being on a beach. You will sink down, especially if you're loaded like I am. So back and forth, back and forth. He does it a couple, 3 times. He actually does pretty good there. And we just got to keep adjusting until you can get that trailer tandems, the wheels, over as far as you can possibly get without dropping your front tire off in there's a culvert there, which I'll show you in just a second here. And it's my turn. Here we go. So I get way over. And like I said, still talking on the CV. I'm listening to stereo. So that's why I'm talking over this. So you can see the gate right there to the left. You can't get around enough to get through that gate. And it might not even be wide enough for a truck to get there. So we couldn't do that. So I'm going to pull up to the fence. And I'm going to try to get my trailer tires as close to the culvert on my left as I could possibly get. It ain't there now. You got to adjust several times to get those trailers tires over far enough to make this turnaround. But I'm just showing you this to show you what sometimes we have to do when we make a mistake. And this was definitely a mistake. And like I said, the truck drivers are all behind me. Not all of them, but quite a few of them actually backed out of the road, out onto the other road. I was hollering on the CB, hey, everybody, back up, back up. Don't pull down this road. Don't pull down this road. And sure enough, that's what they started doing. They were just backing down this road out onto the other road. But we were far enough down in there that it just made better sense just to turn around. So I got to eke my trailer tires as far to the left as I can. Like I said, there's a culvert there. And also, I can't let my steer tires, when I'm turning off, to drop off that culvert either. There'd be serious problems if you did that. But I just pull up and I adjust numerous times to get over that way, as far as I can, to be able to clear the culverts in the ditch and to get around enough where I can go back out the other way. But yeah, sometimes we do silly stuff. I can't believe I can't believe I actually fell for this one. I can't believe I fouled everybody. And you just got to pay attention. But we were able to get turned around here. Like I said, it takes me a minute to get this, the trailer over far enough to actually swing my truck around without falling off the culvert, which I'll show you. See it here in just a second. You'll see it here in just a second. Pull up, back and forth, back and forth. Pull up, back and forth, back and forth. And get that trailer over as far as I can. I think I got it here. I think I did. Pretty sure I did. But if you, I don't know if it'll catch it to the left here. You can see that gate. Yeah. No, nope, I didn't quite get it. Yeah, here it comes. There's the the rock thing. And like I said, I don't think a truck would fit through it, to tell you the truth. So there's no going that way. So I'm looking at the culvert to my right on my steer tires with my mirrors, and I realize, nope, still can't make it. I think this is it. Yeah, I gotta pull up one more time. Swing it over far enough to get that trailer just past the culvert on the left in order to make the turn with my steer tires to miss the culvert on the right. I know, terribly exciting, huh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it this time, though, if I can remember correctly. Then I'll show you what we had to do to get back to the main road, the main highway, Texas 130, which is, like I said, a toll road. I'm pretty sure I got it right here. Yeah, I do. I do. Like I said, here comes you see the culvert right here. As I continue backing up nice and slow, because you don't, like I said, you don't want to get off in that grass and stuff, because number one, you don't know what's in that grass, and you never know, the Texas sands might shift and you might sink. You might drop down, so you don't want to do that stuff unless you can get out there and make sure that there's nothing there and you think the sand will hold you. But you'll see it right here. Yeah, I've cleared it. I'm bringing my steer around. I can see that I missed the culvert with my steer tires. And you're about there. You can see it's part of the concrete from the culvert and stuff. That's what I was trying to miss with my steer tires. So there we go. Finally made it. Finally made it. And we take back off to this road. So I'm about to speed it up real quick. So I head back out to this main road. And it's a small road. I make a right on it. And I'll slow it down just in time to show you something real quick. And then, so I sit here waiting on traffic. I got to take the whole road to make the turn, so I got to wait on both directions. Now I'm going to slow it down just a second, right here somewhere, right here. That road right there to the right, everybody went that way. I seen on my GPS that there's a bigger road up ahead, so I went up ahead to the stop sign. I made a right on this bigger road. That took me to US 79, and then I took US 79 back to the toll road. And I'm going to show you here in just a second. All that fun, but I make a right on this road and I'm gone. Now this is US 79. I make a right to go back to the toll 130, and I'll show you here in just a second again. But as I come up to the exit to go to the toll 130, I noticed the traffic's backed up, and that was because all the trucks and stuff that turned on that other road that I pointed out are up here trying to get onto the ramp for Texas 130. Right here, this is the situation. If you look up to the right there, you can see them all lined up. So I see that happening with all the vehicles coming down that little road that I almost turned on. Again, it'd been fine. I just would have been sitting in a line. So I slow down on purpose and let all the, as much traffic as I can to get out there in front of me, and then I'm finally gonna get back on Texas 130 finally. So I let a couple more go, and then boom, there we go. We're good to go. We're all getting back on Texas 130 and headed out after hours. So DWI means a lot of things. It means DWI means a lot of things. It means driving while under the influence. Okay. It could mean that he was intoxicated. Sure, that's what it could mean. All right. But it also could be that he was on something else. He could, it doesn't mean necessarily that he was intoxicated. But wow, you have kids in the car too, man. It just horrible situation right there. A horrible situation where the truck driver did not make it. And prayers to his family. Keep, you know, wow. That's one thing that scares the hell out of me about this job right here is something like that happening. Was it the truck driver's fault? No. Don't sound like it. Allegedly it wasn't. Let's put it that way. Legally, I guess I gotta say allegedly. But I can tell you by my own eyes what I seen, and of course what the news is now reporting, that it definitely wasn't the truck driver's fault. But sad situation there. So like I said, that's the one thing that scares me out here. This is also a job here that if you screw up this much, if you screw up this much, a slight mistake, you could be going to prison doing this job here. You don't necessarily have to, you know, cause death in an accident or something like that to be going to jail for this job right here. Yes, if you kill somebody and it's your fault and they can prove it's your fault, you're going to jail. Right? Rightfully so. All right? But even if we screw up and somebody gets badly injured, you're going to jail probably. You definitely probably won't drive again. That's for sure. Not commercial vehicles. Just like if you, a lot of people don't know, if you have a commercial driver's license in your personal vehicle, everything counts the same as if you were driving an 18-wheeler, if you were driving a commercial vehicle. One thing you do not want to get, especially in your personal vehicle, and, you know, because the one thing that would get your CD, now there's certain things that happen, that you get your CDL suspended for like a year because you did something wrong, or in a personal vehicle too. I can't remember all the details, but there's certain things you can get a ticket for where they will suspend your commercial vehicle license for, like, you know, 6 months, a year, stuff like that, in your personal vehicle. But one thing you do not want to happen is reckless driving. If you get a reckless driving ticket in an 18-wheeler especially, or a commercial vehicle, or in your personal vehicle, if you have a CDL, you will lose a CDL permanently. At least here in the state of Texas you will. You will lose that CDL permanently if you ever get a reckless driving ticket. Period. Now if you drive like you got a brain, you should have no problems. Like this right here. Look here. I'll tell you what happened. I had a police officer, a state trooper, sitting on the shoulder. Several cars you'll see it here in the video. Several cars got over. I moved to the left, and he took off after somebody. I thought he was coming after me, but then he camped out next to me. And the officer trusted I would do the right thing. And I'll narrate you through this right here. Hang on. See here? Most states have a law. I don't don't know about all of them, but most states have a law. If you have an emergency vehicle coming up to you in this kind of situation, you are supposed to move to the right and stop on the shoulder. Now, I'm supposed to go to the inside shoulder and stop, like I've seen people do. I know this. I know Texas, and I know I think it's Arizona for sure, because I watched some cop stuff. You are required, if you have an emergency vehicle coming up behind you, to move to the right. Especially if you're being pulled over, move to the right and stop. It should be on the inside shoulder, outside shoulder, excuse me. Like here, it's got an inside shoulder. You don't pull over there and stop out there. Okay? You pull to the right and you stop on the outside shoulder. That's law. But I see it from time to time. They'll pull over to that inside shoulder, which this guy right there, what you just seen, he could have very much done that. I was actually sitting there anticipating what he was trying to anticipate what he was about to do. Was he going to pull to the right and go to the shoulder and stop like he should? And actually in that situation, let me run it back right here again. He could have turned it, gotten that left turn lane and made a left turn, and it'd even been safer for him and the officer, and pulled to that little street to the left. That would have been all right too. But the majority of the time, you should be pulling to the right and going to the shoulder, just like that guy did. But like I said, I was anticipating on him to do whatever. You know, I was prepared for him to do. I was prepared for him to just stop right there in the center lane. I've actually seen people do that. Police come up behind them and they just stop and sit there. I've seen people do that. So I was prepared to do whatever I had to do to make sure that officer and the four-wheeler that he was pulling over were safe. And as soon as they started getting over, I was all right. That's why I stayed in that lane and didn't budge until I figured out where that four-wheeler was going to go when he got pulled over. So what I'm saying is, don't be a motard. Drive like you got a brain. By the way, Don't Be a Motard is available on a t-shirt at 9millsonTwoWheels.com. Go get you some. I am currently on my way, by the way, to New Braunfels, Texas, to the Walmart to drop this load off. And then I don't know where after that. There's just no telling. Like I said, visit 9millsonTwoWheels.com. Get you a t-shirt. It helps out the channel immensely. Don't forget to get you some raffle tickets, help Forgotten Angels and Foster Care Abuse, or sign up for harness. Visit Shade Tree Surgeon and Shay Lacey's channels. They will have the latest motorcycle to be given away. Check out my Patreon if you want to increase your cool factor by 10%, just like these awesome folks have. And these awesome folks too. Be sure to leave a thumbs up. That gives that middle finger the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to definitely go over to 9 Mills on 2 Wheels, my other channel, my original channel, linked in the description, and check it out. And subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, or 9 Mills on 2 Wheels, definitely do that. It's totally free. It don't cost you a thing. It's just a way to YouTube to keep track of how many people are watching. And it gives you a notification. If you click that notification bell to all, whenever I post a video, it will give you a notification. Go, hey, he just posted a video. You need to go check it out. That's all it does. Don't cost you a thing. Share this video. Share, share, share. Share it on all your social medias. All right, please be careful out there. This job ain't worth losing a life, or y'all losing a life because you got stupid around a truck. Like I said, I got video of stupid truck drivers too, trust me. But this job ain't worth dying for. This job ain't worth getting badly injured. This job ain't worth getting injured at all. So don't be a motard. If you served, or if you're currently serving in the military, if you're a firefighter, EMS, first responder, especially law enforcement, if you're in the healthcare industry, if you're a truck driver out there delivering the goods so we can have a good life. You vote, stand up for your rights. You're awesome. We appreciate everything you do for us and the sacrifices you and your families have made. Be safe out there. Drive like you got a brain. Carry things that go boom. And of course, ladies, flash a stranger today. Boom.